Hello traders and investors, it's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap. Today's a recap for Wednesday, May 26th. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing BlackBerry stock and whether or not we could finally be seeing a reversal and talking about whether or not now is a good time to buy. So we'll do an in-depth analysis of BlackBerry here and we'll look at the chart in just a moment. I'll put some timestamps in the description below. But before we jump into the BlackBerry chart, I do want to go over some news and events on the day, and then we'll look at the overall broader market, and then we'll look at the BlackBerry stock. So again, I'll put some timestamps in the description below. But before we dive in, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. So BlackBerry jumps over 12% today as Redditors use rocket ship emojis to cheer the stock approaching $10, and drop a few rocket ship emojis in the comments below if you are bullish on BlackBerry, as I am starting to flip bullish on BB stock. So again, I'll go over the reasons why here in just a little bit later on in this video. But BlackBerry rose as much as 12% amid increased chatter from Redditors. Shares have fallen from single digits from the January high of $25. Meme stocks, including GameStop, AMC, Virgin Galactic, also rallied on Wednesday. And that was something I've been saying in the group for private members, that I'm expecting the whole sector. I mentioned it again today that expecting the whole MJ sector to run together, and I saw some clues, and those clues were we were seeing AMC and GME, now today BlackBerry, Sundial, and all those heavily shorted names from earlier on in the year are starting to get some momentum again. So just keeping an eye out for that, and a potential run up in MJ. And again, going to do an MJ video as we have a lot to cover there as well. So I'll do a separate video on that. But things are looking good. Things are heating up, especially in those heavily shorted names. So Amazon to buy MGM Studios for $8.45 billion. And the company's announced making Amazon's most ambitious move yet into the entertainment business. So they are heating up in terms of the streaming wars. Jeff Bezos to formally step down as Amazon CEO on July 5th, and Andy Jassy to take over. Also, BMO beats Q2 profit estimates as loan loss provisions plunge. We also saw some crypto news today that Iran banning Bitcoin mining as its cities suffer blackouts and power shortages. So does that sound sustainable to you? Starting to look more and more to me like proof of work just is not the solution. And that's why we're seeing Ethereum 2.0 and proof of stake coins gaining in such massive popularity. South Africa now considering both retail and wholesale CBDC, which is a central bank digital currency. We're starting to see more and more countries fall in line, and we're going to see more and more of this from all these different countries. We know China is already ahead on this, and the US is not far behind. After this weekend, they just released news that they're working on a digital dollar as well, and we're going to need some sort of currency, cryptocurrency, to bridge them all. I made a joke today, you got to bridge them all. And that's what you got to do, right? If you got all these different central bank digital currencies, they're going to need to be able to communicate. And that is why I'm so bullish on Ripple and XRP, the cryptocurrency. So we're starting to see some updates with the SEC for XRP and the Ripple case. And we're starting to see some positive momentum in XRP, but it's rumored that Ripple could potentially settle with the SEC at any point. And we'll have to see whether or not. I think that's going to be massive. If we see a settlement from the SEC and Ripple, and then we see Coinbase relist it, and then all the other exchanges in the US, it's going to be just a massive move like you wouldn't believe, in my opinion anyway. So Coinbase, speaking of which, recruits former White House advisor as new head of policy. So a lot of heavy hitters getting into the crypto space. Recently, we saw Rosie Rios join the board of Ripple, former 43rd U.S. Treasurer of the United States. Her name is on about 1.4 trillion U.S. dollars in circulation. So some heavy hitters entering the space. And we're starting to see more and more countries, like I said, digital currencies gaining ground as governments launch CBDC initiatives. And this all comes with trying to make things cashless, with the economic crisis that we have on hand. And obviously some business not even accepting cash. So it's just accelerated that need for a central bank digital currency. And I think that we're going to see a lot of momentum here in the crypto space. I don't think Bitcoin has reversed. I don't think we're in a bear market. I think we're going to see a trajectory upwards of about $80,000 to $100,000 this bull cycle. And I am extremely bullish on XRP. XRP back over $1. I added to my position this weekend. I did a video on it yesterday. You can check that out for a bit more detail on XRP and crypto, but bouncing back quite nicely here and no major red flags. So Bitcoin, obviously monthly consolidation, weekly inside bar, finally getting the daily bounce going, but we are hitting EMA 12 here. So we need to be cautious of a potential daily lower high at this point. But we are hoping for as big of a bounce on the daily as possible. We had a lack of resistance from 30,000 all the way up to 60,000 essentially. So about 100% away. And even XRP, if we take a look at the drop there on the daily, that is massive. Never seen that. I don't think I've seen that before. 166% away from daily resistance. So we could bounce at this point about 150%, 160%, and just be looking for a daily lower high. So I added to my position at 67 cents, added to XLM. I'm extremely bullish on XLM and XRP, my top two cryptos. So moving on to the broader market SPY, pretty slow day today. I mentioned this morning in the group to private members that it was a daily inside bar and that we were likely going to see a slow day. I had a doctor's appointment today as well, so didn't do any trading for that much. Just holding my longs, my MJ longs. Had a great day. Portfolio was up double digits for sure, based on the green that we had across the board in the MJ space. BlackBerry, another one of my positions, which we'll look at here in just a second. But pretty much a slow day overall, but we have yet to break the low of the previous daily candle. So if we lose the low of today at 417.76 tomorrow, daily consolidation will be underway, and we can likely anticipate a daily higher low somewhere around the EMAs here around 415, 414. But keep in mind we have a lack of support down to 405. So it's time to be cautious, but we'll know here tomorrow if we have another daily inside bar. If we break bullish, so we're likely heading up to all-time high test. And if we break bearish, then we're going to be scouting a daily higher low compared to 405. The dollar bounced today, but didn't really get much going on. Topped out at EMA 12, so remains weak. IWM had a nice strong day today. Closed near the high of the day and setting a daily higher low, looking to see follow through. QQQ inside bar. So again, we've been basically seeing QQQ and SMH, the tech sector, propelling SPY further to the upside. And because there was inside bars on those today, I think that is why we saw basically SPY stall out as well. But we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross of the EMAs here on QQQ and SMH, a little bit closer here on QQQ. But we do have resistance at 336.65, and we don't have a higher low or support down till 316.30 on QQQ. So we are approaching resistance. So it's time to start being cautious as well. It doesn't mean we can't break this inside bar bullish tomorrow and then reject from 336. That's entirely possible as well. But just keep in mind that we could drop from here roughly 5% and just be looking for a higher low on the daily after confirming a daily uptrend. Pretty much the exact same thing I just said for SMH. US oil, so daily consolidation, but it's a potential daily bull flag at the moment. Gold and silver. So silver a little bit weaker than gold. Tested EMA 12 today after breaking yesterday's high, potentially closing near the low here. And gold, we broke out to a higher high today as well, but still a long ways away from its EMA 12 test. And I mentioned in the group today that gold has been a lot stronger than silver. And if we bring up the gold and silver chart, you can see here that that's very evident. Gold was taking a backseat to silver for the longest time, for multiple weeks there, and you can see we were in a prolonged downtrend, but now we're trying to change the daily trend, and it's a potential daily bull flag, and we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross of those EMAs as well. So gold definitely standing out as the stronger of the two. Biotech sector had a nice strong day today, but we saw some rotation so XLE started daily consolidation, but rebounded and closed near the high, but XLF daily consolidation today, and XLV, the healthcare sector, so the financial sector and the healthcare sector and the energy sector, all consolidating on the daily. So again, the more names that start to consolidate on the daily time frame means that we could see that in SPY as well. So a little potential clue that we could be in for some daily consolidation on SPY not too far from now. So moving on to BlackBerry. There's a lot of things to cover actually, but I want to say that it's looking like we finally hit a bottom. And before we jump into this technical diagram here, I do want to bring up the 10-week moving average, which we now are above. So if we can close the week above 886, we've had a bull cross of the stochastic. If we can see the MACD cross bullish as well, that's going to be extremely bullish. Also on the weekly moving averages. We held the 200 weekly moving average, and we've yet to close a week below it, and that's sitting at 829. So we're remaining bullish at this point, and we could even see the 50 weekly cross to the 200 weekly moving average, which would be extremely bullish as well. And take a look at the daily moving averages. We held the 200-day moving average pretty much to a T, and that's currently sitting down at 789. And we're back above the 50-day moving average, and now we're heading towards the 100-day moving average. So $10 psychological and 1024, which is the 100-day moving average, could be a potential resistance zone. We also have daily resistance. I'll bring that up here as well. So daily resistance sitting at 967. We got as high as 960 today. So we are closer to resistance than we are support. We did change the trend as well after breaking out of this falling wedge. On the daily, we broke out a bit bullish. So if you entered there off 771, we had the low high at 903, higher low here at 834. We saw about an 8% pullback. And here we are breaking that resistance. That's confirming a daily uptrend, meaning we're bouncing now on the weekly. And take a look at this Elliott wave count. We had the first wave, second corrective wave, third wave, the first corrective waves on the second wave there, and then we had the second corrective wave, and then that massive fifth wave up to about 28.77. I'm sure why it said $25 in that article, but we hit 28.77. And then we had that ABC correction wave. Now, are we gearing up for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse wave? We shall see. But wouldn't be surprised in the least. We do have earnings coming up on the 24th of June as per TradingView. I haven't vetted that, so don't quote me on it. But TradingView has been pretty accurate lately. So on the 24th of June, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, just 4 weeks from tomorrow. So about a month away. And finally, bouncing on the week, we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross as well. So if we get over 967, it's going to be $10 psychological. And then after that, we really don't have any resistance up until 1252, which is also the high of that range from the falling wedge as well. So I'm extremely bullish. It's looking good. I could see a move up to $15 to $20 again. We still haven't even close. We're still not close to daily overbought either. But again, we are closer to resistance here. And we've run quite a bit from the lows here. We've run about 15%, so wouldn't be surprised if we saw a daily inside bar tomorrow. But entirely possible that we see follow through as well. We haven't seen that EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. But we'll want to watch for a loss of the hourly uptrend. If we lose the hourly uptrend, then at that point, our daily bounce, the top will be set, the temporary top will be set, and then we'll look for a daily higher low. But it's entirely possible that we see a daily inside bar and tightening range tomorrow. But obviously, if the tech sector and the S&P 500 are weak, that's going to weigh on the stock as well. So let me know in the comments below if you loaded up on BB on this dip. I certainly did, and up. I think I added back here. So I added just under $10 and then just under $9. So I've got an average of around 930, 950, somewhere around that range. So I'm basically back to break even, but it's a fairly larger position. I didn't actually add any. I was comfortable with the amount that I had entered. It was a smaller position anyway, but like I said, just swinging that one for the long term and extremely bullish on BB going into the future. AMC and GME led the bull list today. Riot also had a nice up almost 10%. Well, it was over 10% at one point. DDD, another name that we're extremely bullish on in our group, testing $30. We got as high as $29.88. And again, another name that we haven't seen any daily high or low on that we know is likely due. We've seen a higher low now for the last 8 trading days in a row. So support at 1920. When we do lose the hourly uptrend, then the daily top will be set, and then we'll look to lose the previous low of the previous daily candle. As soon as that happens, daily consolidation and daily pullback will be underway, and then we can likely anticipate a pullback around to the $25 area. And then it could even be set up for a potential daily bull flag if we do hold EMA 12 there and 25. So extremely bullish, daily uptrend confirmed on DDD as well. And this is another name that has a lack of resistance. We've got a small resistance level here at 34.25. After that, nothing into the recent highs at 56.50. We do have earnings coming up on the 11th of August, so that's a while away. Just had earnings on May 10th, so no earnings to be aware of here in the short term. On the bear list, we had EDR, the Very Good Food Company, and IMV. And VMD also just taking it on the chin again today, down to 54 cents. But just one more time, taking a look at BlackBerry. If we can close this week over 886, that's going to be extremely bullish. We get a MACD, bull cross, hold, close the week over the 200-day, 200 weekly moving average. And then after back testing the 200 daily moving average, that is a bullish chart. Hard to get more bullish than that. So going to end it there. We'll see you a little bit later on for an MJ sector review. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap, and we'll talk to you again soon.